You'll have to excuse the editing on this one because we will let Mauler speak for a very long time. And it's a very ironic way to approach this issue. So essentially what he's going to try to show is that Bob is not very good at listening to Mauler, but that's not true in the segment we're going to do. Now, to be fair, he does catch him in another section. I think there Bob did make a mistake. But with this section, no, there's no mistake. There's just a very big assumption Mauler makes, which may or may not be true.
Rest assured, unlike Robert here, I did watch the whole video. The first moment I'm going to point out is when Mauler states that Defender Strange may not have a sling ring, a device that allows him to open portals and traverse great distances.
Of course, Defender Strange isn't using his sling ring, so he must not have one, and that means there's much more tension than usual. Perhaps in his universe, this kind of technology and spell isn't possible. Thus, he must rely on the blue version of the magic we've been seeing. This form even involves freezing. An interesting trade-off, I suppose, though unfortunate considering how much easier things would have been with a portal at his disposal. Hell, the entire drama would have been over.
Okay, but he doesn't have one.
Robert does not catch the visual gag that Mauler had in his video where he zooms in on Defender Strange's sling ring on his waist. Robert says Defender Strange does not have a sling ring. This is a bit of foreshadowing on Mauler's part where Mauler knowingly sets up an incorrect assumption earlier in the video, only for the movie to debunk his assumption and he reveals the flawed logic or inconsistency that the movie failed to account for. Only all of that went right over Robert's head. Expect a few moments like this in my Age of Extinction video, by the way. With that being said, Robert doesn't understand why Mauler is going through the entire movie.
Oh, please God, don't tell me this is the entire 6-hour thing. This is fuck.
He's going through the whole movie because the information at the beginning of the film is relevant to his criticisms later in.
Well, let me interject, as people might not get what is occurring. But essentially, Bob believed Mauler and thinks, well, yeah, Defender Strange does not have the sling ring. What is the big deal? Mauler was lying. Black EFAP Man calls it incorrect assumption. No, it's a lie. He lied. He did a, quote, rhetorical lie at the very beginning of the video. And if you're being nice, you get to say, well, it's not a real lie. No, we don't have to be generous. He lied. He lied. What's the purpose of the lie? Well, there Black EFAP Man tries to pull a magical trick.
Considering how much easier things would have been with a portal at his disposal. Hell, the entire drama would have been over. And so, we begin. Benisnack's cul-de-sac starts casting the spell and takes over the body of Defender Strange. No. No, 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 you hack fuck seriously did not just do that. With this one image, you just fucked up everything. Again. And I'm sure a bunch of you are listening to this, seeing the sling and thinking, how does this ruin anything? It's Doctor Strange. It's a sling ring. It's fine. Well, granted, this was 3 hours ago, so I do forgive those with a hazy memory. However, if Defender Strange has a working sling ring, that means he definitely had one in the opening scene. That means he could have sling ringed himself and America to the book well before the spaghetti monster could do anything to them. He could even portal the monster away. Portal water onto it, or lava, or a fucking rock. He would then have reached the book. He would then have destroyed the monster. He would then have destroyed Wanda. Once again, the movie would have been over. But you made it clear he did not have a fucking sling ring because he didn't use one. He would be incredibly stupid not to use it, wouldn't he? In fact, that's why he died. There was no other option. He had to try and take America's life or give his own. But now, because you have no talent, you have to give Dr. fucking Dumbass his sling ring back in order to get him to Mount Wumbo quickly, and you just fucking hoped that nobody would care about you teleporting in a sling ring, one of the most powerful pieces of tech in the universe, because why fucking not? What difference does teleporting one of them in make when you've been teleporting them out anyway?
Yeah, that's definitely a case of me just not knowing what to do with the script.
And I'll be nice, like I had to cut out that section because he just repeats himself. Mauler didn't say anything. I mean, what is the big thing? Namely that if Defender Strange had the sling ring, whoa. No. let's be the most generous possible. Let's say that Defender Strange does use the sling ring and does even kill off the creature. The creature could just regenerate itself. We don't know the exact powers. We don't know the exact limitations. We're making a lot of big assumptions. Also, the sling ring doesn't work like that. He just says, well, you can just portal it. Not how it works. Even in your own examples. Let me just use one of his own examples. Yeah, you could portal water in from an ocean. Therefore, the water will flow to, quote, an enemy opponent. That's not what happens with the portals. In other words, if he just sling rings a portal next to the book, he sling rings a portal next to the book. It doesn't bring the book to him. He'd have to do more. So you're not even describing correctly how the ring works because you're being stupid. But let's put all of that aside. So even if he had the sling ring on his hand, it wouldn't matter. The monster could still get lucky, hit him in the head, and kill Defender Strange. And the movie proceeds more or less as we've seen. However, let's be super generous. There is, I think, an issue in this regard that Zombie Strange does use the sling ring for a portal. That's not really necessary. Strange at this point, quote, R Strange, is powerful enough and advanced enough. Why do you need to even use the sling ring? Well, the issue here might be the zombie body. The zombie version of Strange does need to use a sling ring, but what does the zombie use it for? To transport. You'd have a point if the zombie faced the exact same monster and was able to kill it off with the sling ring in 2 seconds. Then you'd have a point, but that did not happen. So all we have is a question mark. You're assuming the film is destroyed. We don't know that. So went through that very, very long spiel with Black EFAP Man. See, you didn't get the joke, rapper. Get 3 hours later, he still didn't say anything. It's still just a question mark. And there we are. We went through this whole thing, hours and hours, still just a question mark.
Ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.